17th Annual Muslim News Awards. My name is Fatima Manji, I'm your presenter for tonight, and it's a great honour to be here with you all and share in this special celebration. I'm going to welcome you all properly and talk you through how it's all going to run very shortly, but tonight is about inspiring people. I'm very honoured to introduce Maulana Murtaza Bandali, who has inspired many people with his wonderful voice to recite some words from the Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. واعبدوا الله ولا تشركوا به شيئا وبالوالدين إحسانا وبذي القربى واليتامى والمساكين والجار ذي القربى والجار الجنب ذي القربى والجار الجنب والصاحب بالجنب والصاحب بالجنب وابن السبيل وما ملكت أيمانكم إن الله لا يحب من كان مختالا فخورا الذين يبخلون ويأمرون الناس بالبخل ويكتمون ما آتاهم الله من فضله وأعتدنا للكافرين عذابا مهينا والذين ينفقون أموالهم رئاء الناس ولا يؤمنون بالله ولا ومن يكن الشيطان له قرينا فساء قرينا وماذا عليهم لو آمنوا بالله واليوم يضاعفها وإن تك حسنة يضاعفها ويؤت من لدنه أجرا عظيما. صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل وسلم وزد وبارك على رسول الله وآله الأطهار على رسول الله وآله الأطهار.
Thank you very much, Madam Rasul Mandali, and that is a really lovely way to start the evening, so we're very honoured to have you with us. Thank you. So, welcome to all of you to the Muslim Awards 2019. For some of you, this is your first time and you're in for a real treat. For others, it's an annual fixture in the British Muslim calendar. Dare I say it, it's an annual fixture in the political calendar, and any politician who tells you they have anywhere more important to be, they are lying. This is the place to be. Now, if you're Muslim, you probably have someone in your family who's that auntie or uncle who tells you that Muslims invented everything. Does anyone have an auntie or an uncle like that? Put your hands up. Some of you, yeah, you know who I'm talking about. I'm that auntie tonight. We all have smartphones now, and we can swipe away at them. We can find out time. We can find out location. We can find out your horoscope. You can swipe away and find out all kinds of other things that we won't talk about tonight. But long before we had smartphones, in the Muslim world, there was a very important object that allowed people to do all of those things. And that is what our award is actually crafted on tonight. So if I can have my trusty assistant just bring one up, you can have a look. For those who've not seen it before, this is an astrolabe. Now, knowledge of the skies is obviously very important in Islamic science. Just hold that up. Thank you, my dear. Lovely. You can see that. So it's a beautiful artistic object, a very important scientific object, and it's everything that we're celebrating tonight. I'm told apparently the earliest surviving example of a real astrolabe is in a museum in Kuwait. But this is the one that the winners will get to take away tonight, so a real treat. Thank you very much. So first of all, we're going to hear some lovely music tonight and some entertainment, and we're thrilled to have with us the SOAS Silk Road Collective. So I'm just going to ask them to step up on stage, and while they do that and just get ready to prepare, I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. They're going to be performing a classical Uyghur musical piece from the renowned Uyghur 12th Maqam, which is listed as a UNESCO World Heritage. It's a unique piece from the cultural tradition of the Uyghur people, which they express through song and dance. And many of you will have read about the Uyghurs in China and will understand why preserving this cultural tradition is very important, particularly that it's now under threat. So please, can we give them a very warm welcome with a round of applause, first of all. While they're just setting up, I'm just going to tell you about the individuals we have here. So on vocals, we have Rahima Mahmood. Rahima was born in the city of Guja in East Turkestan, in Xinjiang, in China. And through her singing, she tells the story of the Uyghur people. On guitar is Rachel Harris. She's a reader of ethnomusicology at SOAS, and she's also spent long periods in the Uyghur region. Shotaro Sasaki holds a bachelor's degree from Tokyo University of Fine Arts. He's going to be on the oud tonight. On the Kashka rubab is Iskander Ding. He's a Chinese Muslim with Bukharan roots. On the tabla is Mohanish Jaju, a disciple of Pandit Kumar Bose of Banaras Gharana, and dance is Tara Pandai. And I'm going to jump off the stage before I get in the way, and then they're going to take over. That is not a good idea, Catherine.
Cunun vadisi gamahip küderme canı zarni Tlermen mevki kusma Zulgane Rozgar Felek ibadetin gerçeğini hakkı Sezgim eşemi honor to be here to present the Uyghur songs and music, which is under serious threat at the moment. Our next piece is going to be Miraj Khan. It's a song from Kashgar, the heart of the Silk Road. Please enjoy. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the SOAS Silk Road Collective. I think they deserve a really warm round of applause. So we're also thrilled to be joined tonight by our guest of honour, the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. And it's a real honour to have you here with us tonight. For those who don't know, Sadiq Khan has been Mayor of London since 2016. Previously, he was the Labour MP for Tooting between the years 2005 to 2016. He served under Gordon Brown's government as Minister for Transport and Communities Minister. Before entering politics, he was a solicitor, but we'll forgive that. As Mayor, he says his priorities are tackling the housing crisis, air pollution, making London safer. Today has seen the launch of the world's first ultra-low emission zone, a charge for polluting London. On Brexit, he's calling for the revoking of Article 50 and the UK to remain. But whatever you think of his politics, for me personally, it is a real honour to see a Liverpool fan as Mayor of London. So I think we should celebrate that. So the Mayor will be presenting our first award tonight, which is the Alhambra Award for Excellence in the Arts. And the Alhambra Award is obviously named after the palace in Granada. But first of all, I'd like to invite the editor of the Muslim News, Mr. Ahmed Versi, to come up and say a few words. Mr. Ahmed Versi, can you run up first, please?
Right Honourable Sadiq Khan, distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you all. It has been less than a month since the terrorist attacks in Christchurch, where 50 Muslims were murdered. My condolences, thoughts and prayers go to the family of the victims. If I may, can I please invite you to stand and take a moment to remember the victims. Thank you. Thank you all for braving London's rush hour traffic to attend this, the 17th Muslim News Awards event. Thank you to all our readers who took the time to nominate men, women and children whose work marked them out for recognition of excellence. As in previous years, we have been inundated by the quality and the quantity of entries for each award category. This year, we mark the 30th anniversary of the Muslim News newspaper. One of our main aims then was to open and strengthen the lines of communications amongst ourselves and with the world at large. We wanted to provide a domain through which Britain's Muslims could share their experiences, convey their excitement, challenges and disappointments. There was no media for the British Muslims to identify with, to articulate their views and concerns, and to promote many of their achievements. Since the paper began publishing in 1989, the British Muslim community was undergoing a watershed moment in history. Muslims started identifying themselves as a faith community, and the paper became a rallying point. Renowned for its campaigning, the newspaper has taken up issues from state funding of Muslim schools to holding government to account for excesses of its own anti-terror laws. For the past 30 years, it has reported the highs and lows of the community, not forgetting the magnitude of successes showcased with the advent of the Muslim News Awards for Excellence in year 2000, which has since become a major feature in the British Muslim calendar. In 2001, the Muslim News established the Muslim Women's Sports Foundation, and the futsal and badminton teams participated in the International Islamic Federation of Women's Sport in Iran. To mark the 25th anniversary of the Muslim News, we organized a full-day groundbreaking media conference to discuss on media reporting on Islam and Muslims. Journalists, editors, and CEOs from print and broadcasting media, academics and activists debated and deliberated on how we can change the tone of the reportage and work together on this issue. It was agreed that the Muslim News should publish a media guide on Islam and Muslims and organize media training on the issue too. The booklet will be launched later on this summer. Since the last awards, we have seen an increase in Islamophobia and Islamophobic attacks on Muslims. 1 in 3 Muslim students are living in fear of Islamophobia attacks or abuse on campus, according to the survey by the National Union of Students, who found that Muslim women who wear the hijab were significantly more likely to worry about being abused and being the most concerned for their safety. According to the Home Office data published in October last year, out of 8,336 religious hate crimes, some 52% were directed against Muslims. A report by the Equality and Human Rights Commission found that 70% of Muslims surveyed experienced religion-based prejudice. 3 Muslims were injured after a car plowed into the worshippers near an Islamic center in London on September 19th. The police refused to treat it as a terrorist attack. British Muslims continue to be targeted by the Prevent Extremism legislation. An 8-year-old boy was subjected to interrogation by the counter-terrorism police officers and a social worker about alleged radicalism at his school in East London. He was asked about Islam, the mosque he attends, whether he prays, and his views on other religions. He was also asked to recite verses from the Quran. Numerous civil liberty organizations, such as Amnesty International, have long called for an independent review of the Prevent, claiming it not only fosters discrimination against Muslims, but also causes alienation and inhibits legitimate expression. It is therefore welcoming that Security Minister Ben Wallace announced in February that government would accept a House of Lords amendment to its counter-terrorism and border security bill for a review of its Prevent policy. Despite such challenges, Muslims continue to thrive and contribute to the society. Muslim charities and mosques help not only Muslims but others too. For example, they have been providing food banks and shelters for the homeless throughout the year. Al-Khair Foundation works on the UK-based projects covering education, healthcare, community cohesion, employment, and domestic violence. 4 Muslim schools made the country's top 10 Progress 8 list. Among them is Tawhid al-Islam Girls School in Blackburn, which topped a nationwide schools list and is now the country's top for student progress. It is therefore all the more important to celebrate good news in the community. You will find remarkable Muslims making huge contributions to society. You will be impressed and inspired by the high caliber of talent of all the shortlisted candidates. I have known the Right Honourable Sadiq Khan, Mayor of London, since he was elected as an MP in 2005 and have followed his career in politics. Sadiq Khan and I organized the first ever series of monthly dialogue in Parliament between political leaders and Muslims from October 2007 for 3 years. Muslims of all ages came from across the UK, including as far as from Scotland, as we have today as well. We had dialogue with a large number of cabinet and opposition ministers. Sadiq has been a supporter of the awards since 2006, when he agreed to be on the independent panel of Muslim News Awards for Excellence judges. He has since then presented various awards from various categories. In 2008, Sadiq won the Muslim News Eliezer Begovic Award for Good Citizenship. He has been a good friend, and I found him to be humble and honest and an inspiring politician. My heartfelt thanks and appreciation to all the sponsors, including Human Appeal, one of the fastest growing Muslim charities in the UK. A huge thank you to Fatima and to the team of volunteers who have made this event a success. Congratulations to all those who are shortlisted for the awards tonight. I wish you all a very enjoyable and inspiring evening. And now, I'd like to welcome the guest of honor, Mayor of London, the Right Honourable Sadiq Khan.
Brothers and sisters, respected elders and respected youngsters, I begin with a greeting of peace used by millions of Muslims around the world for hundreds of years. Assalamu alaikum. Can I say what a pleasure it is to be here after listening to Brother Ahmed and Sister Fatima. It feels like it's my retirement party. People have been very nice to me. But this is the 17th Muslim News Awards for Excellence. And I think we should begin by showing our appreciation to somebody who makes these awards possible. Let's show our appreciation, please, and raise the roof for Mr. Ahmed Versi. I mean, for those that know Brother Ahmed will understand that the first thing he said to me as I came through the front hotel door was, Sadiq, could I have a ULEZ exemption pass, please? No. He then said, actually, my car is ULEZ compliant, so I'm a friend. But can I just say, the reason why these events are so important, and this event in particular is so important, is because it's the best antidote. It's the best lift up we need after the rest of the year when we see some of the negative stories about Muslims here and around the world. And the wonderful thing about tonight is it's not simply about inspiring Muslims, it's also about inspiring Brits from all corners of our country. And anybody who is ever feeling a bit down during the course of the year, anybody who worries about whether those who follow the faith of Islam can be successful should take home with them a program and read some of the citations for the brilliant men, women who are nominated for the awards tonight. It truly is inspirational. And one of the things that we should remind ourselves, that of course it's possible to pick up a mainstream newspaper and to be a bit depressed about the plight of British Muslims in this country. But I'm a firm believer actually that there aren't many other cities or countries in the world where we can be Muslims, go about our business and have the opportunity to fulfill our potential. And the wonderful thing about these awards is whether it's education or the media, whether it is sports or science, whether it is law or politics, there are good examples of Muslims fulfilling their potential. And I want to begin by thanking all those people here tonight who have been my role models over the last few years and who've allowed me to stand on their shoulders to have my potential fulfilled. And I'm really grateful for the help you've given me. Tonight, every single one of you that's been nominated will inspire a new generation of British Muslims to fulfill their potential. So of course it is a night to celebrate, but as Brother Ahmed reminded us, it's also a night to reflect on some of the consequences of anti-Muslim hatred and Islamophobia. It was just 3.5 weeks ago that 50 human beings, 50 men, women and children were targeted in 2 places of worship for no other reason than those 2 places of worship were masjids, and those 50 men, women and children belong to the faith of Islam. And that actually is one of the ultimate consequences when people belonging to a faith are dehumanized and demonized. That is one of the consequences when mainstream politicians think it's okay to use language that I call casual racism to demonize and dehumanize those who belong to a certain faith. And now it's time for all of us to call out those politicians, mainstream politicians, who use Islamophobic language, who use anti-Muslim hatred to stir up hatred, playing on people's fears to win votes. And we say tonight, enough. We've got to call those people out, and also call those people out who don't call those people out as well. There was a former British Prime Minister who's a friend of the Muslim News Award, Gordon Brown. And Gordon Brown said that the necessity to take action springs from an understanding that discrimination that starts against one minority doesn't end with one minority. That's why us Muslims need to stand shoulder to shoulder with our Jewish cousins when it comes to issues of anti-Semitism. Muslims, Jews, Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, those who belong to an organised faith and those that don't, standing together because Islamophobia, anti-Muslim hatred, is a mainstream issue. And there's one person I want to name check tonight. He's not nominated for an award. He is an unsung hero. He has spent so much time, so much effort calling out those who use Islamophobic language and behave in an Islamophobic way. And he's going to tell me off for calling him out, but I want us to show appreciation to Mr. Versi for the great work that Dad does. And Miqdad is an example of an unsung hero who goes about their business calling out what is wrong. And all of us who understand the teachings of the Quran, understand the teachings of the Prophet, peace be upon him, understands that an injustice anywhere is an injustice that should affect us all. So have a great, great evening tonight. Enjoy what is a wonderful antidote to some of the misery and negativity that takes place during the course of this year. And the one final thing I want to say is this. We'll be tweeting tonight with the hashtag Inspiring Muslims, and the people you're seeing tonight and celebrating tonight are inspiring Muslims. But remember this, they're inspiring Brits. Each of the fields in which they're nominated in, education, arts, as I'll be giving out awards tonight, sports, science, there's one of my role models, a human rights lawyer here from Scotland here tonight. These people are role models and leaders in their own right, who happen to be Muslim. And one of the great things about this city of London is we don't simply tolerate different, we respect it, we celebrate it, and we embrace it. Diversity is a strength to be celebrated, not a weakness to be locked away. And I think what tonight shows is the very best of Islam, the very best of our city, but also the very best of the British Ummah. Thank you very much. And the winner of the first award of the night is the Alhambra Award for Excellence in the Arts, and it's Sadiq Juma.
Tanzania-born Sadiq Juma is one of Britain's foremost contemporary Islamic artists. She commenced her career in graphic design, and in 2017, off the back of terrorist attacks in London, she was approached by global charity Masterpiece to spearhead a mural in central London on the South Bank. She has won many awards. In 2017, Sadiqa was awarded Global Art Award for Diversity in the Best Painting category in Dubai, and in 2018 won the Leonardo da Vinci Universal Artist Award in Florence. Her stunning artwork can be found at sadiqajuma.co.uk.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the organizers. Really fantastic work. I'm really, really pleased to be here. Just a very small thing I want to say. When I started doing art, there were not many Muslim women doing art. Now I'm so delighted to be able to stand here in front of so many Muslims and be able to receive this award. I really have got to thank you all. I've got to thank my parents who have supported me, who have been there for me, who have encouraged me, my kids who really probably think my mom is an artist. That's a bit odd. But I also would like to say one thing, and I don't give enough credit to him, my husband. He has been literally the rock that brought me here. When art was not such a fashionable thing, he kind of encouraged me, bought me my first color pencils, bought me, all these artist materials. So I really have him to thank. And all of you, thank you very much.
Congratulations, Sadiq. It's lovely to see a woman win the first award of the night, isn't it? Yes? Yay. And thanks very much to the Mayor of London for presenting that award.
Congratulations, Sadiq. Great award. How do you feel? How did you feel hearing your name?
Wonderful. Really, really pleased.
Oh, fantastic. And what did you get the award for?
I got the award for the arts, so I won the Alhambra Award for the arts.
Fantastic. And what's the next step for you? Have you got any kind of projects you're working on? Or?
Yeah, I'm working on various projects. One is obviously continuing. I do a lot of work about the Kaaba, so I've painted more about the Kaaba than anyone else in the world. As well as I'm about to start a business to make Islamic art more accessible. So inshallah,
fantastic.
Watch the space.
Yeah, great. Thank you, and congratulations again. And I hope you enjoy the lovely evening. It's your first time and first award.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thanks.
So on to our second award, which is the Fazlur Rahman Khan Award for Excellence in Engineering, Science or Technology. Just to give you a bit of background on Fazlur Rahman Khan, if you don't know about him, he's a Bangladeshi-American architect. If you've ever seen a skyscraper, his work was key to the design of skyscrapers. He's a pioneer of computer-aided design, and his most famous works include the Sears Tower in Chicago, which I believe has been renamed, I'm not sure what it's called now, the Hajj Terminal in Saudi Arabia. And to present this award, I'd like to invite Baroness Shami Chakrabarti on stage.
Good evening. Hello. You are allowed to respond. So, what a lovely, lovely evening. What an enormous privilege to be here. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, Muslim News. Thank you, Muslim Aid. Thank you to our Mayor of London for those incredibly inspiring remarks. But be afraid. Be very afraid. A well-known tabloid newspaper once called me the most dangerous woman in Britain. Yeah, if only Britain were that safe. However, back onto my specialist subject, which is engineering, science and technology, and in particular the shortlist, which you've heard of, and the winner. This year's winner of the... Oh, sorry, that's the last category. This will be even better. So, the winner of the Fazlur Rahman Khan Award for Excellence in Engineering, Science and Technology is, drum roll please. Thank you. Professor Shafi Ahmed.
Professor Shafi Ahmed is a surgeon, teacher, innovator, entrepreneur, and a specialist in augmented and virtual reality. He is a laparoscopic colorectal cancer surgeon at the Royal London and St Bartholomew's Hospitals and has been awarded the accolade of the most watched surgeon in human history. In May 2014, using Google Glass, he performed and streamed a live interactive operation to 14,000 students and trainees across 132 countries. In 2016, he performed the world's first virtual reality operation, and he also performed the world's first live operation using Snapchat Spectacles, where he trained 200 medical students and surgical trainees, which has been viewed over 2 million times.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Thank you very much for the kind honour. Just a couple of quick words really about the work that I do. All of us in this room have amazing experiences, amazing knowledge. My work that I've been doing in the last few years is to share that knowledge on a global scale. So I'd urge you to think about technology as an interface, about how you share your learning and knowledge to millions of people around the world. That's the legacy that we all leave behind. I hope that this inspires many generations in the future in healthcare to make healthcare and education more accessible, more equitable and more affordable. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to our winner, and thank you very much. much to Baroness Shamshakabas for presenting that award.
Congratulations, Shafi. How do you feel?
Thank you very much. I feel really honoured, actually. A bit surprised by this award. There's so many excellent kind of contenders for these prizes and amazing things that Muslims are doing around the world. So it's just an honour and privilege to be here today.
Fantastic. And it's your first time here?
It is. I'm really impressed by the quality of people here, the quality of the event itself. It's quite lavish and kind of breathtaking. So, yeah, this won't be my last, of course.
Great, thank you. And it's fantastic for you being here as well. Do you have any kind of next projects coming up or anything you're working on?
Yeah, so my work has always been around how we improve access to healthcare and education around the world to make it more accessible, affordable and equitable. And my next project is actually taking me to Bolivia, of all places, South America. I'm taking a year out of clinical practice and I'm building the world's first digital hospital with the government of South America, well, in Bolivia of South America.
Fantastic. That sounds such an innovative project as well. Is that kind of coming up in the next couple of years or is that kind of coming now?
So the hospital itself is being built as we speak and it'll be opening probably June or July of this year. It's a 250-bedded hospital, very modern, very futuristic, which is kind of what I kind of work on and how we make that hospital really technology-driven but safe and affordable for a lot of people around the world. And it's great to be a Muslim being invited by the government of Bolivia into their kind of country to support and become a CEO of their first hospital to try to, I guess, democratize healthcare for 3.1 million people in Santa Cruz de la Sierra.
Thank you, and congratulations again, and I hope you enjoy the evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, thanks.
Our third award of the night is the Al-Mu'mineen Khadija Award for Excellence in Enterprise. And this award is named after the wife of the Prophet, who was a very successful businesswoman and inspiring for many Muslims and non-Muslims indeed as an amazing female entrepreneur. To present this award, I'd like to invite Tariq Usmani, CEO of Henley Homes, to come up on stage. Congratulations.
Assalamu alaikum. The winner of the Al-Mu'mineen Khadija Award for Excellence in Enterprise, Adim Yunus.
Adim Yunus is founder of the digital matrimony platform SingleMuslim.com. Through SingleMuslim.com, 100,000 Muslims have found their life partners. Adim takes his earliest inspiration from his mother, who provided for her family after his father passed away when he was 8 years old. She opened a stall at the local market, teaching Adim and his siblings how entrepreneurship and ingenuity was a gateway for transformation. Adim funded his studies by founding his first business, Go Webprint, above the pizza shop where he worked part-time. At the heart of his leadership today is a drive to provide solutions to problems through utilizing the potential of the digital space. Adim has proved that anyone can lead that change, even if all you have is a storeroom above a pizza shop in a tiny Yorkshire town.
Adim can't be here with us tonight, but he's sent his friends to collect his award.
Thanks, congratulations both. I know you're accepting the award on behalf of Adim. Thank you. And what are your roles at SingleMuslim.com? You both work there.
That's right, we're the design team, so we do the kind of branding and the web work and the video work.
And how long have you been with the organisation?
About 6 years. Yeah.
So you've really seen it grow then. Like, what have you noticed since it began and now where it is now?
So we joined the kind of the core team after they had been doing their real hard work for 10 over a decade, and then we were kind of brought in just to, I guess, help. But what we've noticed is there's a real drive and there's a real passion to provide the service to its users and to continuously improve it as well.
Fantastic, yeah. And now it's got how many users? I'm going to quiz you.
Over 2 million.
Oh, Oh, fantastic. Great. Well, thank you both for coming, and I hope you enjoy the evening. Enjoy the food as well. Thank you.
So, award number 4 is the Sankor University Award for Excellence in Education. Now, Sankor University was the medieval centre of learning in Timbuktu, Mali, in West Africa. It was the site of the first university on the continent of Africa. And to present this award, I'd like to invite Imam Qasim Rashid Ahmed, Executive Chairman of the Al Khair Foundation.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Very quick and short message, because I feel that most probably I'm the only one who went to Christchurch after the incident, so it's important to share personal experience. As a Muslim, we are asked to sacrifice. Whether it's sacrifice of time, sacrifice of your energy, your resources, your money, your skills, whatever. But sometimes, ultimate level of sacrifice is basically taken from you. These 50 lives, they have sacrificed their life, and subhanallah, the reward is so amazing that never in the history of the world before we have seen this wave of respect, support, and so on. Going from here to Christchurch was not easy. It's 35 to 37 hours journey. Going from one direction of the world, coming from another direction, that's around the world in 6 days. But as soon as I reached there, you will be surprised that straight away I went to center to meet the Imam first and the victims and so on. I spent 8 hours with them without even realizing that I have traveled for 35 hours. I was so inspired to see them. It was so amazing. Most importantly, what I have noticed, that this attack was not against a mosque or Muslim, but it was an attack against whole community and society of New Zealand. Whichever town, whichever city in New Zealand you go to, you will find banners, messages on the roads, on the, you can say, signpost and everywhere, that we are one, we are together, we are with you, Muslims are our brothers and sisters, and so on. I mean, if you look at the Prime Minister, I don't need to speak about her. Everyone knows her response, and it is her response which turned the situation into positive. But if you look at the media of New Zealand, subhanallah, the attack took place on Friday. Next Friday, every single newspaper had one simple word on their front cover, that is salam, peace. Every single newspaper. You know, we have many magazines here. Over there, even the magazines on women issue had front covers remembering these people. So media has been fantastic over there. Public have been amazing. I wonder what's there. There has to be something which is missing in other countries. I thought about it, and guess what it is? It is instilled in them through their education. Something which is missing here. We need to learn from New Zealand education system. Alhamdulillah, we share same queen. The Queen of Britain is the queen over there. All the people, those who came, mashallah, they've been very, very supportive. Anyway, Sadiq Khan is here tonight, and it's a pleasure to be with him. Sadiq Khan, when he was selected as mayor, obviously there was some issues with certain Muslims and so on, and I said to them, look, you need to support at this point simply because he's the right person. When Sadiq decided to do his ceremony in synagogue, they started to criticize me. I said, no, he is not a Muslim, he's not a mayor for Muslims, he's mayor of everyone. It is honor for London that they have selected him. And you will see many things which will disturb you. But Alhamdulillah, we are here tonight. Everyone, we are sharing platform with him. And coming to the main part, winner of University Award for Excellence in Education, Ismail Suleiman Patel.
Ismail Suleiman Patel from Manchester is profoundly deaf and uses British Sign Language. He is one of the founders and CEO of the Deaf Education Advocacy Fellowship. He is a very passionate deaf role model and a valuable contributor to the deaf Muslim community in the country. Ismail has been recognised and honoured for his brilliant work by the public and private sectors, health and police services, and educational establishments. He is believed to be the first deaf entrepreneur ever in the UK, and he's also been working in partnership with over 10,000 organisations to make a difference in people's lives.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Firstly, I want to give a huge thank you to the Muslim News Awards. Yes, I'm a deaf person. Yes, I'm Muslim, male. And you probably know that every day you share the same experiences that I do, that where I come across negativity, I have to be positive in order to succeed. A lot of deaf Muslim children don't have great access to Muslim education, and this is something that I want to show and to demonstrate to the next generation of deaf Muslim children that we can succeed given the right kind of education and the right international opportunities. I have experienced many different kind of experiences travelling in my role, but to be a good role model is, alhamdulillah, perfection.
What a truly inspirational winner, and thank you very much also to our sign language interpreter.
Congratulations, Ismail. Fantastic to have you here. How does it feel hearing your name and getting this award?
So the second that I heard my name, I was utterly shocked. I didn't expect that it was going to happen because there were so many other brilliant nominees within the category. So alhamdulillah, I got that. I was so excited and it felt magical, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah indeed. So I really, really do appreciate everything that this award ceremony has done for me.
And is it your first time here at Muslim News Awards?
It is my first time. And also coming to the centre of London, everything's so beautiful. I'm originally from Manchester, so I had to get on the train for 3 hours, you know, just like keeping myself busy, having loads of tea, practicing what I was going to say and what was going to happen when I got here. But alhamdulillah, mashallah, everything is so beautiful. But yes, this is my first time and it's been an amazing experience.
Fantastic here, and it's great to have you here, and thank you for taking that long journey from Manchester as well. And what's next for you? Have you got any projects coming up?
So, to start with, for ages now, I've been working really hard, travelling all over the UK, and at the moment, I've started up the first international service that includes Oman, Qatar, Dubai, and the Middle East and Gulf states, and it's mainly for international students so that they can come to the UK and to achieve their higher education qualifications, specifically for deaf students. So I'm the first deaf person to achieve this, so it's going to be a really positive thing. It's going to make a massive impact for me, but also I want to see more deaf role models. More people who they can see them, that they can achieve, and that's my goal, and that's to spread it and make it global, inshallah.
What a fantastic project, and really, really happy for you to be here today with us. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening as well. Thank you very much again, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Award number 5 is when you get to go, or maybe I don't know how. It's the Children's Award, Imam Hassan and Hussein Children's Award. And to present that award, can I invite Chioma Onwuatlobi, the publisher of Glam Africa magazine. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of this category goes to Jenna Al-Hashimi Grant.
Jenna Al-Hashimi Grant is 12 years old and in training to be a British Olympian in Taekwondo. She started training in martial arts in 2011 when she was 6 years old. She achieved a black belt in karate in 2013, a black belt in Taekwondo in 2014, and an orange belt in Hapkido. In 2016, she competed in 10 competitions and took away 13 medals, of which 9 were gold. In 2017, Jenna took part in the 2017 Ultimate Taekwondo Championships, and although she narrowly missed her target weight and was put into a higher category, she still brought home gold. Jenna also recently returned from a championship in Portugal and achieved a first in the under-14 female team.
Assalamu alaikum. Sorry, I'm very nervous right now. I'm really grateful for this award and to the Muslim News Awards for giving me this opportunity. And I also like to thank my mom and my dad for supporting me all these years for like everything I've done. So a lot of competing, and you know, it's a lot. Yeah, thank you very much.
I told you it would be cute, which is also dangerous.
Congratulations, Jenna, for the award. How does it feel?
I feel amazing, and I'm still a bit nervous. Yeah, it feels really good to be achieving something like this. It's really nice.
Yeah, great. And do you enjoy Taekwondo, I've heard?
Obviously, I enjoy Taekwondo. Yeah, it's a sport I really love doing, and I really cherish it. It's a very good part of my life, and yeah.
Great. Yeah, that was a joke because she's a British Olympian Taekwondo. And how do you feel when you're playing?
When I'm fighting, well, I do compete a lot. I actually competed just yesterday. I'm competing again this week in Spain. Well, anytime I do compete or I fight, to be honest, I just enjoy it as much as I can, and I'm very competitive now. But yeah, it's good.
Great, and what a fantastic sense of achievement. And what's kind of been the favourite place that you've fought or travelled to?
Oh, well, I've been to Norway. I've mostly done like a lot of European countries. I've been to Portugal. I'm going to Spain this week. I think when I go to Spain, I think that's going to be probably my favourite because my dad's Spanish, so you know he's very proud that I'm going there.
Great, fantastic. And it's your first time here at the Muslim Youth Awards?
Yeah, it is. It feels really good to be here. I'm just happy I'm here, you know, just to take part. It's really nice, yeah.
Great, and congratulations again, and thank you for coming, and great achievement. Thanks.
Award number 6. Award number 6 is the Uthman Danfodio Award for Excellence in Community Development. And this is named after one of the most influential West African scholars in Islamic history. In the 18th century, he wrote hundreds of works on Islamic sciences, and he was also a pioneer of women's education in the area that is now northern Nigeria. So that obviously means an awful lot. To present the award, I'd like to request Sayyid Yasrab Dawood Shah, Director of Fundraising from Muslim Hands, who is sponsoring this award.
Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. The winner of the Uthman Danfodio Award for Excellence in Community Development is Ibrahim Adawusi.
Ibrahim Adawusi is a Nigerian-born British accountant, lecturer, community leader, and the current project coordinator for the rebuilding of Old Kent Road Mosque and Islamic Cultural Centre. He was a former General Secretary and President of the Muslim Association of the UK. He also served as the first Publicity Secretary of the UK Nigerian Muslim Organisations umbrella body, Council of Nigeria Muslim Organisations. In a professional capacity, Ibrahim is the Chair and Chief Executive of Threadneedle Training and Management Consultancy. In 2015, the Mayor of Sadiq awarded Ibrahim with a Civic Award Letter of Commendation in recognition of his contribution to the community.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Brother Ahmed Versi, we came a long way with my community, Muslims of Nigeria. We appreciate you. As our London Mayor said, this is an inspiration, which I think, in my own mind, is for generations to come. My own children and those that are yet to be born. But first and foremost, I would like to thank my parents who are deceased for Allah's acceptance of their prayers, and my family, as represented by my wife, who is here with us tonight, for their encouragement, understanding, and support. And more importantly, the community that I represented, the Muslim Association of Nigeria, who is the sponsor or the custodian of Old Kent Road Mosque. It's a great honor, my president, for what you've made happen tonight. I never thought I would be given this great opportunity of a lifetime. I really appreciate you. I appreciate each and everyone in my community for the spirit of support we are giving to ourselves, to everyone. Not just us, but the greater humanity. Thank you so much for this honor.
Congratulations, Rahim.
Thank you so much.
How does it
feel?
How did you feel when hearing your name?
I mean, it's not something I probably would have expected, but it came as a surprise when I was told I've been nominated. And to get the award, really, it's just beyond words of description. But alhamdulillah, it's a manifestation of the dua of my parents who have passed away, and I ask Allah to accept them and forgive them and grant them Jannah, and of the dedication, the support, and of my wife and my children. And I dedicate this award to the youth of all Muslim youth in particular, and youth of my community, Muslims of Nigeria, those that are born and yet to be born, inshallah.
What's next for you? Have you got any next projects lined up?
Sorry?
What's next for you?
What's next? Well, it has to be more, isn't it? It has to be more of the same and do it better and inspiring generations to come, because as Muslims, the essence of our effort is to win through in this life and win through in the hereafter.
Award number 7 is named after Anne-Marie Schimmel. It's the award for championing a Muslim cause. Anne-Marie Schimmel was an influential German scholar. She carried out lots of important work on Islam and Sufism. She wrote more than 50 books on Islamic literature, mysticism, and culture. And she translated Persian, Urdu, Arabic, Sindhi, Turkish poetry and literature into English and German. This award is sponsored by the Imern Trust. To present it, I'd like to request Sir Kenneth Olisa Obiyi, the Lord Lieutenant of Greater London, to come to the stage. Could we welcome him with a round of applause, please?
Thank you very much, and good evening, everybody. This is my first Muslim News Awards, and it's a pleasure to be here. You've just heard me described as the Lord Lieutenant, and I can guarantee that almost everybody in the room has no idea what a Lord Lieutenant is. In fact, I've spent the last 4 years as Her Majesty's representative in Greater London answering 2 questions. What is a Lord Lieutenant? And then once I've explained it, generally the second question is, good God, how on earth did you become the Lord Lieutenant? Suffice to say that my job is, simply put, to uphold the dignity of the monarchy, which means one of the wonderful roles I have is to make awards. Last night I watched the awards. I was at the Olivier Awards for Theatre with Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cornwall. But the day before, Friday rather, I presented 44 British Empire medals to worthy London citizens. And I can only echo what Sadiq said, which is, London is one wonderful community, and I saw Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, people with no faith at all of whom had made a contribution to their community because they cared about other people and not for any other reason. And that's the powerful message that I see tonight, and I heard from Sadiq. So, simply put, my job is to uphold the dignity of the monarchy, which means, essentially, carrying out the message of one very, very wise lady, Her Majesty the Queen. But this award that I'm about to present is in the name of another very wise lady, Fräulein Schimmel. And as you know, if you read or heard about her, she was an intellectual who argued for the Muslim cause. And this is a very important set of words that I just want you to contemplate for a moment. It was a lady doing it, that's very important in the land of inclusion. She argued for the Muslim cause. Obviously tonight is about the Muslim cause, and I need to say no more. But I do want you to contemplate the importance of the word argue. Fräulein Schimmel was an intellectual who had data, logic, evidence, and then structured argument. And I would appeal to all of you to take that lesson from her and remember that as we argue, as we've heard some of the speakers this evening, about the importance of Islam and the importance of being a Muslim, that you make sure your messages are communicated with evidence and rational argument, and not as if you're arguing for one football club against another. Because we need to raise the intellectual tone of discussion in this country. And therefore, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to present the Schimmel Award for Excellence in Championing a Muslim Cause to the Acorns Children's Hospice.
Acorns Children's Hospice makes every day count for the children and families of all cultures, faiths, and beliefs that use their services. Over the last year, they have cared for over 870 children and more than 1,141 families at their 3 hospices in Birmingham, Walsall, and Worcester, and in their outreach support in families' own homes. Since opening 30 years ago, 29% of the children in their care have been Muslim.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, I cannot tell you how proud I am to be here, accepting on behalf of an organisation, a children's hospice, much like adult hospices, who welcome people into their arms at the most difficult times in a life. It's our great privilege to welcome people from all faiths and none, to make them feel that their time with us is valuable and important and precious. We facilitate wonderful days and difficult days. And on behalf of all my colleagues who care for our children, I would like to thank you and share my great joy at this great prestigious award. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the amazing work that you do.
Congratulations, Noel. Fantastic to win. How does it feel? How did it feel hearing your name, winning this award?
Genuinely surprised, delighted, shocked. I just am so thrilled for Acorns that it's been selected to receive such a prestigious award in such a prestigious company at such a prestigious awards event with all of the great people here. We're proud to have just been selected, absolutely delighted.
And I read about Acorn's work as well, and it reaches so many families and children as well. What was the inspiration kind of behind, and what's the kind of the secret that you have kind of reaching out to these people?
Yeah, well, so Acorns was founded about 30 years ago, so we just celebrated our 30th anniversary, and we have 3 hospices, one in Birmingham, one in Walsall and one in Worcester. And we noticed that there was an absence of end-of-life care for children 30 years ago. And so since that time, we've catered for all of those children that have, and families who are referred to us. And we look after them according to their family's preferences, their faith, whether they have no faith. They come to Acorns really at a vulnerable time, days that are very difficult often, and we try and make all of those days special.
Fantastic. Sounds like brilliant work. And is it your first time here at the Muslim News Awards?
First time at the awards, 100% success rate so far. It's very humbling. I'm joking apart. It's a tremendous honour because all of the families and the children that we care for and the staff, our staff who are really quite wonderful, who care for children who are living with life-limiting or life-threatening illnesses and their families, look after all of the family. So we have support groups for parents, for siblings, for grandparents as well. So Acorns looks after the whole family at a time when they probably need our support and our expertise.
Definitely fantastic work. And congratulations again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the programme.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Award number 8 is the Alia Izetbegovic Award for Good Citizenship. And this is named after the activist, philosopher and politician who went on to become the first president of Bosnia. To present this award, I'd like to invite Rasa Ali Hirji, Chair of Group Axiom, to come to the stage.
Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters, I'm very happy to be among you today. First of all, I would like to thank Brother Ahmed Versi and the team of Muslim News. They invited me today to give this, they have given me the honor to hand over this special award to the winner of Alidra Izetbegovic, the former president of Bosnia-Herzegovina. Bosnia-Herzegovina is a beautiful country. Every one of us should visit. Brothers and sisters, today it was a very cold day and rainy day. Now, I'm sure the atmosphere here inside is warmer than outside, especially of the first course meal. I'm sure the stomach of each and every one is warmer than that. And I'm coming from Madagascar. Madagascar is a warm country, is not like here in the northern part of Europe. And I wish one day we will be able to present the award for excellence of Muslim News in Madagascar. So from today, I'm inviting Brother Ahmed with his team to come down to Madagascar. I'm sure that after the first course, the clappings will be better. of this fantastic award is Amir Anwar.
Amir Anwar is a lawyer and human rights campaigner. In 1995, he made legal history in a successful civil action against the police for a racist attack on himself in 1991 whilst a student at Glasgow University, when he was told, "This is what happens to black boys with big mouths," as his teeth were smashed out. Since then, for over 3 decades, he has tirelessly advocated for civil liberties and defended the vulnerable. Amir has been named Lawyer of the Year multiple times at law awards in Scotland. Among the cases he is best known for is that of murdered waiter Surjit Singh Chokar, which led to 2 judicial inquiries, a change in the law, and an unrelenting 17-year campaign.
Assalamu alaikum, shalom, namaste, sasriyakar. Thank you so much to the organisers for tonight and for this great award, which will be quite heavy carrying back to Glasgow. I'd just like to say that, like some speakers beforehand, I'd like to dedicate this award to my parents and to so many parents, so many of our parents and grandparents in this room and others who are not here today, who gave blood, sweat and tears to help build this country. And sadly, sometimes we think, post 9/11 especially, some of those sacrifices have been forgotten. Pre to 9/11, our community was seen as law-abiding, hard-working, and a sacrifice to help build this country and make it what it is today. But post 9/11, there has been a climate of fear in this country where our community is targeted for its colour, for its religion, for the way we dress, for our beards. And what we have seen in recent times is what some of our political leaders and media commentators have forgotten is that we travel on the same buses, we use the same planes, we live in the same communities, and we are just as likely, if not more likely, to be targeted by terrorist attacks. And if there's anything I've learned in the years, and especially since the tragic, horrific attack in Christchurch, is this, that the only way to beat terrorism is for unity, and is for compassion, and is for humanity and justice. And there can be absolutely no compromise on that. So thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Ahmed, for your wise words and for the amazing civil rights work that you do every day.
Congratulations for winning the award. How did it feel hearing your name, receiving the award?
It's a great honour when you consider all the tremendous role models that you've seen in the room tonight, the people who've picked up such an award tonight. So it's a great honour. It's humbling as well, but it's also, as I said tonight, like so many before me, dedicated to my family, to my parents, and to so many who are not with us today. I mean, we see a huge number of role models, and sometimes I think there's an illusion that we're smashing the glass ceiling. We still have a long way to go.
And can you tell me a little bit about the work that you do?
I've been a lawyer for some nearly 20 years. As was said earlier on tonight, before I became a lawyer, I was the victim of a racist attack in Glasgow by police officers. It took me 5 years to take my case to court. In the 5 years it took me to get my case to court, I was subjected to 5 trials. I was arrested some 25 times, numerous arrests. I became a campaigner, and when I won my case against civil action against the police, I made legal history in Scotland as the only black or Asian person to win a case against the police. They'd smashed my teeth out. I wasn't able to walk for weeks. And when I won my case, I was at that point I decided that I was going to go back to law school and become a lawyer. I went back to law school, and over the years, many of the cases that I've involved myself have been high-profile ones. There have been ones that have been controversial, represented the first so-called Muslim terrorist in Scotland who was accused of terrorism. He was freed from prison on a miscarriage of justice. I've represented the family of Aqsa Mahmood, who's speaking out vociferously against ISIS, deaths in custody, and mentioned tonight probably the case that was called the Scottish Stephen Lawrence case, a family whose son was murdered in the racist attack. It took us 3 trials, 17 years later, and a change in the law to eventually get justice for the family. But again, it's part of the team. We live in difficult times. There's no room for complacency, and things seem to be getting tougher for our community, so we have to keep fighting.
Fantastic. It's such great work as well. Thank you. Congratulations again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for coming down. Thanks.
Award number 9 is the Malcolm X Young Persons Award for Excellence. This is obviously named after the African-American activist, also known as Al-Hajj Malik al-Shabazz. I'd like to invite Zahir Khan, Head of Community Fundraising at Human Appeal, who has sponsored this award, to come and present it.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. It's really tempting to stand here as a fundraiser and actually start fundraising, but I'm not going to put you through that. It's not going to be a hostage situation. Before we present this award, I just want to say, in terms of the Malcolm X Young Persons Award for Excellence, as a charity like Human Appeal, who rely on 1,200 volunteers to deliver our work, help us raise £40 million every year, allow us to work in 25 different countries, I think it's very befitting of the contribution that young people are making in today's society. So, without further ado, the winner of the Malcolm X Young Persons Award for Excellence is Imran Sanaullah.
Imran Sanaullah is an inspirational young Muslim leader who has spent over 6 years encouraging the engagement of underrepresented and minority communities into British democratic and civil society. With the Foreign Commonwealth Office, Imran founded the Youth Inspiration Group in 2013. The group raised issues and presented policy ideas from young people across the country to ambassadors and high commissioners from across the world. His impact has been international, as the work of the group has been replicated in Canada, New Zealand, Algeria, and Croatia. He is currently the CEO of the Patchwork Foundation in London, which has engaged over 40,000 young people from deprived and underrepresented communities to engage in the democratic system.
Sound good? Firstly, I want to thank Muslim News Awards for the kind award and the judges for selecting me. Slightly nerve-wracking on this end of the stage rather than that side. But like many people have said, thanking their parents, but specifically want to thank my mum. Because without her du'as, I wouldn't be here. And losing my father at 6 months old, she really had to work for the both of us. And even before coming here, she was like, I'll make loads of dua, make sure you get it. If you don't, text me when you get it. So I need to text her after this. I'll text her now. But also thanking the Naz Legacy Foundation, which gave me the platform to really grow, specifically Harris Bukhari and Hina Bukhari, who not only were mentors to me, but became family to me. And then my Patchwork family, and I know they're somewhere down there. Patchworkers and Patchwork is an amazing organisation which has allowed me to do so much. So thank you to them and thank you to all of you for your duas. Thank you.
Congratulations, Imran, for the award. How did it feel hearing your name?
You get butterflies in your stomach. Even if you try to prepare yourself not to feel nervous, you still feel nervous. And then going up, you see everyone staring at you, so it's an awkward moment when you see the whole room paying attention to what you're doing. I like to be in the background normally.
Well, you've done some incredible work in the background and actually it's in the forefront now, but can you tell me a little bit about kind of the projects that you're working on or that you've done?
So there's a number of different hats that I wear. I realised that I was nominated for some of the work that I've done with the Foreign Commonwealth Office with the Young Inspiration Group, which was getting more young people engaged with the Foreign Commonwealth Office. But also some of the other work that I do as CEO of Patchwork is engaging young people with politics and getting more young people involved. Especially at this time in politics where it is quite toxic, showing that politics can be an environment for people of different backgrounds, different colours, different faiths, and that it's a place where everyone should feel at home and has a say.
Great, and congratulations again. Well-deserved award, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you very much.
So we're now on to the judges' special award, the Iman Wa'amal Award, or the Faith and Action Award, and to tell you a little bit more about this award and also how they came to that difficult judging process, let's hear from the chair of the Muslim News Awards for Excellence, the independent panel of judges, Uruj Foyt.
Assalamu alaikum. On behalf of the judges, I just want to say that it was a real honour to read all the contributions of all the entrants, and for us, every single one in every category was remarkable. All the entrants have shown outstanding commitment in their areas, in entrepreneurship, in community work, in charity, and everyone in this room is changing the conversation about Muslims. And there was a huge variety of entrants as well, and as judges we went through them meticulously, and it was all done very independently of the Muslim News and coordinated by, I want to give a shout out to Hara, she's here. Thank you for collating all the data and keeping it separate. I just want to say finally, I've been a TV presenter and journalist for 25 years. When I first started, there were no Muslims in the newsroom, and now Fatima and I work together on a regular basis. So I think we are changing the conversation, and Muslim women in particular, as a Muslim woman, I just want to say that we're a very diverse group, but we do speak with one voice, and today that is what we are here to celebrate. So thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the evening. Sorry about that. And the winner is Dr. Musharraf Hussain.
Dr. Musharraf Hussain, OBE, is the compiler of a new Quran translation called the Majestic Quran. It has been lauded as an excellent translation, revealing the clear message of the Holy Quran in plain English language and style. A special feature of this translation is that he has added section headings for the sake of clarity. These headings correspond to major themes and subject matter presented in the text. The headings of each section are not just attention-grabbing, but reflect its contents, themes, and specific topics that help the reader to understand the words of Allah. The Majestic Quran is a must-read for those who want to understand the message and teachings of Islam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm an imam and I give khutbahs every Friday, and almost every other day I'm giving a khutbah as well. But I'm not going to give a khutbah now, don't worry. 1.8 billion Muslims world over read this wonderful book, a book that is actually life-changing, a book that actually turned the tide of human history. Modern historians of science now accept that reality, that it was this book that actually turned the blind followers into observers, into people who didn't think deeply and observe the nature, into people who observed, measured nature, and then laid the foundations of what we call the modern science. Read the Quran. Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much, Ahmed.
Congratulations for the award.
Well, thank you. I'm delighted, yes.
How did it feel hearing your name receiving this award?
Well, I'm very happy that actually I was nominated for the education. I didn't get that one, so I was about to leave actually. And then this is a real surprise. It's a great surprise, and I think they made a right decision about Iman wal Amal, because I think my work is about helping Muslims to strengthen their faith and to encourage them to do good work. So Iman wal Amal is a fantastic opportunity to gain an award in, yes.
Fantastic. Right. And what was the kind of the inspiration behind it? What was the drive that started this work?
I have been a teacher of the Majestic Quran for 45 years. I have taught Pickthall's translation, Abdullah Yusuf Ali's translations. And as you know, in the 1930s, They were written with Shakespearean style. They used archaic words. English has now moved on immensely. English is now much lighter, much more accessible, plainer and simpler. And Muslim young people actually need a Quran that is accessible. And that's what I've done. I've made a reader accessible, reader friendly. And I think what's moreover, it's a thematic approach. So this is first time, and this is why Al-Azhar called this a paradigm shift in the genre of Quran translation.
Thank you. Yeah, that definitely sounds really valuable work and very innovative as well. Congratulations again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening.
Okay, on to award number 11, and we will try and remember to give it this time. Award number 11 is the Faiza Hashmi Award for Excellence in Sport. It's named after the Iranian women's rights activist who was a pioneer of women's sport in the country. This award is sponsored by the Salam Centre, and to present it, I'd like to invite Mokhtar Manji, Director of Jasmine Limited, to present the award.
Assalamu alaikum. And the winner is Asma Al-Badawi.
Asma Al-Badawi is a basketball player and coach from Bradford, West Yorkshire, who successfully lobbied for the basketball governing body, the International Basketball Federation, FIBA, to allow Muslim players to compete in hijab. Asma, who was born in Sudan, began campaigning against FIBA's ban on headgear using social media and the FIBA Allow Hijab hashtag. In May 2017, the first ever midterm Congress, which brought together representatives from 139 national federations, unanimously ratified the FIBA Central Board's decision for a new rule that would allow players to wear headgear. Asma is also an accomplished spoken word poet and won BBC Radio 1 Extra's Words First 2015 competition.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, and I just want to gift this award to my dad, who actually, at a time where I didn't see Muslim women on the Olympics, on the TV, playing sports, encouraged me to get my coaching and to really push for change for women in sports. At the time, I also just wanted to play basketball, like I didn't really want to do anything with it. But alhamdulillah, he really pushed me, and it's so great now to see so many young girls playing sports, like I think it was taekwondo earlier. Yeah, it was taekwondo. Yeah, playing sports and representing Muslim women all over the world. So, jazakumullah khair.
Congratulations, Asma. For those who can't see, she could actually win an award for the size of heels as well.
Congratulations, Asma. Fantastic to hear the award. How did you feel when you...
I was a bit shocked because I felt like I was up against quite a strong shortlist. So yeah, I was quite shocked.
And can you tell us a little bit about kind of the sport that you play and kind of what drives you? What kind of was that inspiration?
So I play basketball and I've been playing it for about 8 years now. And I felt like it was the first sport that really challenged me mentally and physically. And I felt like I learned so much through it because with basketball you have to make a split decision. Are you going to pass? Are you going to take the shot? Or are you going to dribble the ball? And in so many ways, it's a bit like life. You can ask for help, or you can take the leap, or you can just see how it goes. And for me, it's such a life-changing sport in the sense that everything that I learn on the court, I can then apply to my real life.
And how's being Muslim kind of played into that? Has it played a part?
For me personally, I felt like there was a time where I didn't play sports altogether, and that was mainly because I didn't see Muslim women on the TV screen. But I don't think I was aware of that at the time. Like, if you ask me now, did being a Muslim ever affect your chances of playing basketball or any kind of sport? I'd probably be like, no, like, because I didn't really think of the hijab as a barrier, and I was just doing everything that I was doing. But actually, when I found out that there was a ban, it made it very clear that actually the reason we weren't seeing Muslim women on the TV and on the screens and on the Olympics, etc., was literally because there was bans in places that didn't allow Muslim women to progress to those levels, that they were then being seen on TV, and like young people were being inspired and then wanting to play professional sports. So I was contacted by Indira, who is a Bosnian American basketball player. She'd been playing for many years, and when she started wearing the hijab, she was not allowed to play anymore. And she informed me about the campaign and asked me if I wanted to join in as like the UK basketball kind of girls. And we joined the campaign. So it's not just me who did this. It was a group of women, and it required us all to get together and campaign over and over and over again and make sure that our voices were heard. So when I got asked to be part of this, I did not think that, okay, I'm definitely going to be able to play professional basketball one day and I need to do this so that I can do that. It was just, wow, like if I was a young girl and I came to basketball like 10 years from now and I realized that there was girls before me who knew that there was a ban and did nothing about it, I'd be really upset. And I didn't want the younger girls to then face the barriers that we found in front of us and we didn't do anything about.
Great, fantastic work, ladies. And congratulations again. I'm really pleased that you be here. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Thank you.
Award number 12 is the Al-Biruni Award for Excellence in Community Relations, and this will be presented by Mohammed Iqbal Asaria, Associate of Afkar Consulting.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I wasn't scheduled. I become a victim of Brexit because I think the person who was supposed to present has been detained in the house for voting purposes. Anyway, it's my good fortune, and I just want to say a couple of sentences about Al-Biruni. Abu Rayhan Al-Biruni was perhaps one of the most versatile scholars. He is reputed to have traveled to India, learned Sanskrit, Indian astrology and mathematics, and come back and shared this knowledge in the thriving centers of Muslim countries at that time. Of course, Muslims who were in charge and controlling the whole of the Silk Route. Abu Rayhan's contribution is central to that. So this award is very aptly named, and I'd like to announce that the winner of this award in Excellence in Community Relations is Fatima Hasimi.
Fatima Khasemi was the winner of the Long Service Award by the Mayor of London in 2017, having been volunteering for over 30 years. In 2017, she also won the Sister of the Year Award by Waltham Forest Council of Mosques for her dedication and commitment to serving others. A role model for many, Fatima sits on many trusts and boards in London and is an inspiring mentor and coach. Her colleagues attest to Fatima's great passion to building bridges between people and faiths and comforting the broken-hearted through her pastoral, religious, and spiritual care.
Thank you for this award. I am accepting it on behalf of everyone who dedicate their lives to serve others. May Allah accept our efforts and keep us humble and sincere. Amen.
Congratulations to our winner. Our next award is the Ibn Sina Award for Excellence in Health, and it will be presented by Mukhtar Korean Consultant Solicitor at Carter Lemon Camerons, and the award has been sponsored by the Lady Fatima Trust.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening. I was hoping that my namesake who came on here before would have laid on a good standard for me to follow, but 4 words from my namesake Mukhtar. So I can either go a little brief, but I've lost that plot already. Imams and lectures, not my gig at all. But more importantly, I'm standing between you and your main course. And even more important than that, I'm standing between you and you're finding out about the sponsors, the Lady Fatima Trust's Mothernomics video. I can't let that go on for much longer. So without further ado, Ahmed uncle, you're safe, it's fine. The winner of the Ibn Sina Award for Excellence in Healthcare is not the Lady Fatima Charitable Trust, that's the name on the envelope. You want to find out the name in the envelope, which is Dr. Fahim Ahmed.
Dr. Fahim Ahmed grew up from humble beginnings in a South London flat. He was awarded a prestigious academic and sports scholarship at one of the UK's leading independent schools, Dulwich College. He subsequently secured a place at King's College London Medical School, where he was elected as the first Muslim president of Guy's, King's and St Thomas's Medical Students Association. He has published extensively in major high-impact journals such as The Lancet and British Medical Journal, and presented at over 50 different conferences internationally. Fahim is also a founding member and director of Selfless UK, an award-winning international NGO that addresses health inequalities through technology.
Thank you very much. I've never dreaded winning an award before because of what you just heard. But thank you very much to the Muslim News Awards for this prestigious award. I am very grateful for it. On the theme of inspirational Muslims, I'd like to thank and dedicate this to all the Muslim doctors, researchers, and humanitarian workers that I personally worked with, and all the Muslims around the world who dedicate their lives and their services to this profession every single day. Above all, the most inspirational people and Muslims in my life are my parents, and my father in particular, who couldn't be here today because after 30 years of working in the restaurant industry, coming to this country in the 60s with nothing. Tonight is his actual final night before he retires, and he's working in the restaurant. So I'd like to dedicate this to him. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to our winner. I just want you to know I took a selfie with him before the programme, so I knew him before he was famous.
Congratulations, Fahim. Fantastic to hear you have this award. How did it feel receiving the award?
Well, it was certainly a surprise. Some of the fellow nominees were actually my supervisors and mentors. But I think it bears testament to the actual footprint and presence that Muslims have within healthcare, from clinicians to researchers, both past and present. It's a tremendous privilege to be in this position, and to better healthy lives and humanity is something that is central to our faith.
Great, and you received this award for a lot of the work that you've done. Can you give us a bit of a snippet or some other favourite projects or something that you've worked on?
Sure. So personally, I've been involved in different research collaborations, from designing 3D printed knee replacement meniscal implants to some of my current research, which is focusing more on health policy and how we can improve health systems. But more so, some of the other humanitarian projects that I've been involved with, particularly with Selfless, which was founded, it was 10 years ago. I was one of the founding members. And my brother and I, we've really tried to address health inequalities amongst Southeast Asian communities, both in the UK and in particular in Bangladesh. And what we're striving to achieve is to try and bridge that gap using technology and innovative means of being able to provide care in the areas where it would otherwise be inaccessible.
Fantastic, great. Yeah, congratulations again. It sounds like fantastic work, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the night.
Thank you very
Great.
much.
Thanks.
Our 14th award is the Ibn Battuta Award for Excellence in Media. And to present it, please welcome Dr. Versi, Deputy Lieutenant of the London Lieutenant to the stage.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I've been also actually put in trouble. I wasn't part of the plan, I wasn't part of the program. I've been just randomly picked up and I said, well, you go on stage. So, you know, you have to put up with that. I'm here, it's a privilege. One thing I want to just tell you that it was a wonderful reading and going through all the nominations, all 150 plus. I think the people who actually hasn't won tonight, they are all winners. They actually do such an amazing work for the community in London. I think that they deserve the biggest round of applause. And they are unsung heroes. And those are the people who make a huge difference to our communities in London. And without sort of further ado, I'm going to let you know the winner of Ibn Battuta Award for Excellence in Media is British Muslim TV.
British Muslim TV was founded to provide a platform to understand and explore what it means to be confidently Muslim and comfortably British. Last year saw its first feature film production, Finding Fatima, opened in over 45 cinemas across the UK. The channel attracts a number of mainstream TV credits, including BBC and Channel 4, and over 50% of its staff are non-Muslim. In addition to multimedia content, British Muslim TV has a regular grassroots presence in communities by organising a number of events and partnering with dozens more throughout the year.
Assalamu alaikum. It's a real honour to be here this evening. British Muslim TV is all about telling stories, and I'm just thinking of a story to share. There's a very famous, renowned, gregarious sheikh known as Mullah Nasruddin. Has anyone heard of Mullah Nasruddin? Yeah. So, in one of these stories, there was a lot of noise and commotion that was heard from the sheikh's house. And so the neighbour knocked on the door and he said, "Sheikh, is everything okay? We heard lots of noise and commotion." And the sheikh, he said, "Everything's fine, no problem." But the neighbor insisted, he said, "No, but sheikh, there was a lot of noise. Are you sure everything's okay?" And the sheikh, he said, "It's fine, it's just my wife, she threw my coat down the stairs." So the neighbor said, but sheikh, how can the coat make so much noise?" And then the sheikh said, "Oh, I was inside the coat when she threw it." And thank you. And I thought about that story. And what does the coat represent? And for us at British Muslim TV, that coat represents the story of Islam. And we see it being tossed around and thrown around carelessly. And we don't realize that we're inside that coat. And every negative headline, every Hollywood movie that paints Muslims as either taxi drivers or terrorists, it affects the way we perceive our beautiful religion, our faith. It affects the way our children see our beautiful faith and our beautiful community. We all know there is so much vibrancy, colour, culture, diversity, richness in the Muslim community across this country. We just have to look in this room to see the brilliant diversity. And we all complain about the representation of Muslims on screen or in the media, but what are we doing about it? The reality is, in this room, we have the talent, we have the money, we have the will. And we need to put all of those forces together. I want to give a shout out to the two other nominees, Amanda Thomas Johnson and Dr. Miriam Francois. They're both forces of nature who are changing the script, who are really changing the way Islam and Muslims are perceived. And we need to support them. We need to support all of our Muslims in the media. And please support British Muslim TV. Give us a shout. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Bilal, the award. How does it feel receiving the award?
So, yeah, it's a real testament to the incredible hard work
everyone's been putting in for the number of years at British Muslim TV.
And I know that you've kind of been a doctor beforehand, kind of a medical doctor, and then transitioned to the British Muslim TV. Can you tell us a little bit more about that journey?
Yeah, I thought there's so many Muslim doctors in the country, mashallah, it's a brilliant career. But for me, it was always about doing something different and doing something creative. And we all complain about the representation of Muslims in the media, but really to do something about it is where we need the next generation to really focus on. So for me, it was less about... I felt I could have a bigger impact through British Muslim TV, and alhamdulillah, the channel has been doing really brilliantly.
Fantastic. And how are you finding the programme on the evening tonight?
Yeah, it's a lovely evening. You know, the Muslim News have put together such a brilliant ensemble of the British Muslim community, and to come together and celebrate the best of our communities is really an honour.
Thank you again, Bilal, and congratulations again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the night.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
So we are almost at our final award, but before we do that, I think there are some very important people in the room that we need to thank who have made it possible for us to be here today. The very first person is, of course, the editor of Muslim News, Ahmed Versi, whose dedication and hard work. And secondly, I'd like you to stand up and give a standing ovation to all of the people, the volunteers around the room who have been running around to make this the perfect evening for you tonight. And I really think they deserve a huge round of applause. Thank you. Okay, we're almost there. I know you've got the main course in your sights, and we've got a final award. Now, all of the awards, apart from this one, are judged upon by the independent panel. This one, however, is the Editor's Lifetime Achievement Award, and it recognises exceptional contributions made to the life of Britain's Muslim community. Unlike the one chosen by the panel, this one is chosen by the editor of the Muslim News, Ahmed Versi, and I'd like him to come on stage to present the award to our winner.
Assalamu alaikum again. And the winner of the Editor's Lifetime Achievement Award is Shafiqul Islam Chaudhry.
Shafiqul Islam Chaudhry, born in Bangladesh in 1940, has performed a lifetime of community service. After working in the civil service for 21 years, he has actively taken on numerous local roles, including for the London Borough of Sutton, Highview Primary School, Hallington High School for Girls, Sutton Refugee Network, HM Prisons, and countless faith forums. At HM Prisons, he oversaw 62 shahadas and established Friday prayers and Eid prayers. He also introduced Eid festivities involving all Muslim inmates and prison staff, in which he paid for food and refreshments from his own pocket in the first year. After this success, the governor contributed regular funds to Eid, and the practice was mirrored across neighbouring HM prisons.
Assalamu alaikum. Mr. Versi, I know him for 30 years. Now, I didn't know what I was nominated for. I thought I was coming for a girl whose voluntary work in a company, her video on diversity and ethnicity is circulated among the 30,000 employees internally. Because of that appreciation, they have awarded her with a gift of Eid party. 100 plus people, plus the top directors was present. May cost a few thousand quid, but for a bank, Lloyd's Bank, it doesn't matter. What it matters, the young lady sitting over there is changing the world, encouraging the people, ethnicity, diversity, to work and to be recognized. Alhamdulillah. But I'm nominated. I have 21 Quran. I have added Dr. Musharraf Hassan's last translation, the Majestic Quran, in my collection. I read Quran more than 200 times. I still don't understand everything. But one verse was with me, that is in Surah Duha, Surah Teen, Surah number 95. Allah said, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Laqad khalaqnal insana fi ahsani taqweem. I have created mankind with the best stature, best character, best possibility, everything. So I took it to myself, starting with my son and my daughter, to teach the Quran with understanding so that they can practice. Every individual child, we are children of Adam and Hawa, irrespective of our faith, our belief of faith or no faith, we have potentiality. We as a community, leaders, as teachers, as fathers, as workers, we must encourage them to achieve their potentiality and to contribute to the society. And that should be done with tolerance, with understanding, with mutual respect for the peace and happiness in this world as well as in the hereafter. May Allah bless you all. May Allah bless Muslim News. And I have in front of me my fellow prison visitor Imam, wife of Imam Qasim, Rizwana Ahmed. And I have in front of me my mentor, Dr. Abdul Bari, and many others. May Allah prosper the Muslim community and this community to lead in peace and happiness. Assalamu alaikum.
Congratulations, brother. How are you feeling when receiving this award today?
I'm really surprised and very happy because Mr. Versi, I know him for 30 years, has contributed a lot to the community awareness and encouraging people like us to do something what you can do for the community, for the country, for the peace.
Great. And can you tell me a little bit about your work in the prisoner service?
I have been a prison service imam part-time. That is one day they allowed for the Muslim. And I've worked for 13 years. One thing, I never asked anybody why you came to the prison. Because the judges has decided, I don't accuse anybody, but to give hearing patiently to some of them is really rewarding job.
So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard about the unsung heroes of our community, and congratulations to all of our winners and our nominees, but that was only possible because of our kind sponsors and those who have made tonight financially possible. So please do consider sponsoring a future award or indeed advertising in the Muslim News. Although they do a stellar job, they are really poorly resourced, despite what you've seen tonight. So please do consider placing an advert in the newspaper. And that's it. That was the Muslim News Awards 2019. Enjoy your dinner and enjoy the rest of the evening.